It's taken me a long time to wrap my head around the concept of living with no prescriptions. I spent the last decade in clinical healthcare, in medicine as a practicing podiatrist and sports rehabilitation specialist, working with chronic pain, sports performance and athletes, professional athletes, and severely complex musculoskeletal concerns that comes about with its own mental deficits that happens when you suffer from chronic pain. I worked with ex-Australian Army, Navy, Air Force, Special Forces heavily around Australia for the last 4 years, and you very soon quickly find out that they go hand in hand, mind, body, and if we add a third, the soul. When you're suffering pain in either three, it's going to have a ripple down effect between the other two as well. They're all interlinked. For the most part, I would say 50%, 60%, 70% or more, I did just that. I followed prescriptions in my own application to my training, hence why I suffered with chronic pain up until a couple of years ago, to 20 years of chronic pain since I was about 8. And it's also why I see objectively in healthcare and medicine a small degree of people actually making true transformational change in their body, their mind, and again, their soul. Like, we're taught through tertiary education prescriptions. This for this, this for this, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. Steps, processes, and scripts, prescriptions. In movement-based approaches, the standard is terrible. In mental prescriptions, the model isn't working either. Neither of them are effective consistently and reliably. And it's because they're segmented in nature, but they're prescriptionized. But no prescriptions is such a strange concept to try and wrap your head around, because even saying that in itself is a prescription. And what I mean by a prescription is that you're laid out exactly how to do something, how to accomplish something, how to fix something. A method. It's systemized, the same steps for everyone. And it's not until in my practice with my clients, my coaching clients, my training clients, my athletes, my general population, my chronic pain, my severely neurological multiple sclerosis, traumatic brain injury, spine issues from cervical, thoracic, lumbar, chronic pain with severe peripheral neuropathy, and all these very debilitating conditions that start to really infiltrate the mindset of the people that are going through them. And it only makes it worse when they're given prescriptions that don't work, because then they start to believe it's them, when it's not them, it's what they were given. Training, for example, is the best one. You see people going to the gym every single day at the same time, committing 60 or more minutes of their morning before work, after work, consistently showing up and actually doing the work. They're doing the hard part. But year after year, they look the same. They move worse. Their mobility is decreasing. Their joint pain is increasing. They're suffering more restrictions through their body. So objectively, they're getting worse while doing the inputs, the prescriptions. And it's because we are all so uniquely different in every which way, in our mind, body, and soul, that if you follow a prescription, not only will it not work, well, that's it. It will not work. And working for a little bit and then stopping doesn't mean it worked. If you were sincere and serious about what you were doing with your mind, your body, and your soul, you were trying to find truth, and you were serious about these things, you would be honest with yourself. You'd have the awareness and the ownership and the honesty with yourself to say, am I getting back what I'm putting into this? Am I getting a greater return on my investment for the time and the effort that I'm going to the gym every day? I train at 4:35 a.m. The same guys there, absolutely smashing it, sweating, but I chat to them. This injury, that injury, not losing weight, putting on weight, stop the alcohol, off the alcohol, diets this, diets that, junk food here. The inconsistency, the unseriousness, and the lack of honesty with what they are doing shows up. And look, this is why it's taken me such a long period of time to understand this, because I was that person. I would probably still fall into that category of prescriptionizing many areas in my life because I'm not truly aware of actually how I'm doing it. But the first place that I became super aware of it was, got it first time, was the gym. I've suffered every single injury imaginable. Played National League water polo, raced motocross for over a decade. I've been lifting weights since I was 12. But I've suffered from chronic joint pain, recurring injuries, neurological issues, major neurological issues, that several surgeons insisted that operation and surgery was necessary. And I've done no surgeries to my cervical spine that's been chronically damaged. And I'm improving again because of this. Because I stopped prescriptionizing my training. I stopped training like a bodybuilder. I stopped training one-dimensionally. I stopped doing the sets and reps, and I started to understand. I started to listen. I started to become aware of my body more seriously. I became more sincere. And it was only because in over 22 years, I haven't had more than 7 consecutive days off the gym up until last year when I had 2 months off because of a hernia repair surgery in my abdomen. And if it wasn't for that 2 months, 8 weeks off the gym, forced after 22 years, I probably would still be in the same position as I was before. Sore, tennis elbow, golfer's elbow, neck issues, shoulder issues, bursitis, tendinitis, micro tears. It's just all the injuries that you get when training. If it wasn't for that 2 months off, I wouldn't have become aware and serious and sincere about looking what I actually valued with training. And I just come off a comp prep where I competed in 3 bodybuilding competitions, placed top 3 in all 3, looked great, felt like shit. If it wasn't for me having the time to listen to my body while going through that rehabilitation of my hernia repair, I wouldn't have asked myself the question, George, what do you actually value? What do you want to get out of life with your body from here on out? I didn't want to be suffering from chronic pain. I didn't want to have the same recurring injuries. I didn't want to have to limit what I did in life because of my body. I didn't want physical deficits within myself to be the rev limiter to what I experienced. I got into martial arts, hurt myself, got out. Got into it, got out. Got into it, got out. Played sport, went for a run, hurt myself. Just small things that we take for granted. Hopefully in the near future, I'm a father. I want to be able to run, bounce, jump, play with my kids, do all the extreme sports that I did as a kid. Motocross, mountain biking, snow skiing, water polo, rugby union. I want to do all that with my kids. So if you're always faced with the same physical problems, training injuries, recurring pain, poor posture, your mobility is getting worse, your body feels like shit, you're losing energy every day, your job is draining you mentally, physically, objectively, all your health metrics are decreasing, your sleep is getting worse, your skin, your joints, you're starting to age, you're feeling fatigue on a constant basis, foggy in the mind, that lack of clarity and motivation and drive at work, or even worse, you're getting disconnected from the ones you love, the ones around you, and your relationships are suffering because you're not present, because you're trying to solve these very complex problems with prescriptions. It's not a lack of effort. It's just a fault of way forward. Your body's the easiest place to start, because when you're free of pain and you move well, you're capable and you have an adaptable body that has energy and vitality and presence, and you've got that aura, you become the man again, that youthful feeling. When you fix that in your body, that will be the ripple effect to your mind, your soul, your relationships, and your meaning, and how you spend your time in these days. On that note, have a good day.